Another California storm system is moving across the southern plains this week, and it's going to create a substantial risk for severe weather. We're taking a look at 2 days of potential severe storms. So we've got an enhanced risk of severe weather for Friday that we're particularly concerned with here across Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and into western Mississippi. This is not a common scenario we see play out. So this is just one category below a moderate risk, which is one of the higher levels. And another crazy storm hitting California. This one, we talked about this earlier in the week, quite the substantial little spin. Cold air aloft, creating some thunderstorms yesterday that just added to the problems that California's been seeing with some of those flooding rains. A lot of flooding happening, especially in the Central Valley. And this system is moving once again across the Rockies and across the southern plains, sort of two separate areas. We're going to look at a little bit more rain and snow on the northern end, but more concerning is going to be the severe weather that this wave creates as it comes into the plains Thursday into Friday. With it, colder air will be diving south. We've got a cold front ahead of it, well into the 80s, close to 90 degrees for parts of Texas and Louisiana the next few days. This is looking at 3 days of high temperatures. And of course, ahead of it as well, the moisture is really going to be pooling and forming ahead of it. So throughout eastern Texas, Arkansas into Louisiana, Mississippi, those muggy dew points, we're talking 60s, close to 70-degree dew points, but that cold front will flush that out, but it's along that front that we're going to see those storms pop, along with quite a jet stream coming in ahead of that wave as well, moving out of the Rockies. This is, again, Thursday into Friday, and all of that wind helps to create shear, which is different movements of air at different speeds, at different directions to help rotate storms. So we do have a slight risk of severe weather tomorrow across Texas into Oklahoma, which is a risk in itself, but the enhanced risk, the particular concern that we're facing is Friday evening. So we have this hatched area, and when the Storm Prediction Center does that, that's a 10% chance of significant severe weather in that area. In particular, we're looking at organized supercells, tornadic supercells that could be developing Friday evening. So here's looking at forecast shear from the European model. This is the area that we're watching, all that red. That's where we're seeing quite a bit of difference in speed and or direction with height to help those storms rotate and get organized. Plenty of energy tomorrow across Texas. There will be severe storms, but then even more CAPE, we call this, convective available potential energy, which combines instability, that temperature and dew point, along with cooling air aloft that allows for storms to rise upward. And another thing, without getting too technical, that we're looking at when we look at shear potentially in the atmosphere, these are photographs, which is basically looking at the magnitude of shear at different points vertically through the atmosphere. And we look in particular for these areas that look curved, sort of like a sideways letter C. And then this is overlapped with energy available for storms, that convective available potential energy. Another way to look at it, the significant tornado parameter, we have all sorts of ways we can calculate this, really highlighting southern Arkansas into Louisiana and then western Mississippi on Friday evening. So several ways to kind of look at the same thing. Storms developing Thursday, again, across central Texas into Oklahoma, Arkansas. Those will go through much of the night and then kind of fizzle out a bit, but then redevelop along that cold front, again, where everything comes together, Louisiana, Arkansas, into western Mississippi. So a potentially dangerous situation Friday evening into Friday night in the south that we'll be watching.